Okay, different?
Energizing.
I kind of know with my silly right and with my left right.
Right, so what I'm hearing is that if we're not fully present, sometimes we're not even realizing how present we are or we're not. All right, and a game like this can both be exciting, but sometimes when we realize that we can't conceptualize or we're not all fully there, you can feel some emotions rising, yeah? Anything else? Sure.
I just thought the expressions were
Awesome. Well, it takes a lot of collaboration to do this, you know, both between you, this is your students, to ask them, and really anybody to get to work together in this fashion. So it's not asking just one person to be present. It's asking a whole collective to do so. So I think the most important thing we can remember when either facilitating or practicing games like this is what we embody. That was awesome. All right, I want to give you just a few moments to experience one more mindfulness practice of the body before we move on. So let's all rise. You can stay in your positions where you are. Now go ahead. Before we move, find your feet. Connect with your grounding, with that stable nature. And let's take 3 breaths here. Maybe you find your Samasthiti, hands by your side. Full body breaths. Start to feel the music. Feel free to move in your place, move around. Let it come through you. Whatever's coming up in your body, express yourself. All right. Yeah, give yourself some snaps around. Awesome. Take a seat. All right. So before we move forward, I'm curious as to what is opening up for you as far as mindfulness of your body. All right, so take a moment and journal for yourself what's coming up as you begin to continue to integrate this into your life. The mindfulness of your body, this manifestation of your body, maybe even sharing your experience from both of those short exercises. Take about 30 more seconds. to bring to life what you're feeling, what's coming up. I'd like to open it up to you all to share with the group if you'd like. Would anybody be interested in sharing a little bit about what's opening up for you in this practice as you get into your body and become more mindful? Sure.
I'm just way more aware of how my feelings are like affecting how I feel like in my body. I carry around a lot of tension, and I used to have like really bad TMJ, and then that transferred down into my neck. And then since I started here and I've been practicing yoga again, the tension moved back up into my teeth. So it's just interesting how like I'm just like moving it back and forth. So I guess I need to address the real problem so that it won't keep doing that. But, yeah.
Oh, thank you. So really just becoming mindful of where emotions are arising as well in our body, which is exactly what we're about to get into today. Thank you. Yeah.
I feel like I have a way to feel like safer in my body without like closing off from others. So like yesterday I was around a lot of people and I just was able to like stand here like this and it helped me feel super safe, but it wasn't like this kind of thing where I'm like isolating myself from other people. So
Excellent. Full presence within yourself and a safety. I love that. Anyone else? Sure.
I found I'm like not a good dancer, so I always get really nervous like dancing in front of people. But when I found myself when I was just like being present and mindful of like how my body felt when I was dancing, I like didn't care.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. And we're only going to continue to go a little bit deeper into that. What I'm hearing is as we become more mindful of our bodies, we're actually beginning to listen to some of the messages and realizing there's something embedded in these sensations. And that's really what we're going to be getting into during this session here together. So, first we're going to do a little review. So let's go through and I will call on you to fill in the blanks. So we are studying meditation through the practices of blank and blank. Say it a little louder.
Mindfulness and manifestation.
Fantastic. Mindfulness and manifestation. All right, the four components of our human experience through which we are studying are the breath, the
Body, emotions, thoughts.
and thoughts. Breath, body, emotions, and thoughts. Awesome. So practicing mindfulness, we blank and blank our reality. Observe. What else? Mindfulness observes and what? All right. So I'm hearing a lot of words. Observe and accept or allow. All right. Is mindfulness. And then with manifestation, we what our reality. All right. So that distinguishing there factor is that mindfulness is just simply being with it, observing and allowing it to be as it is. Whatever word that empowers you there to be with whatever is coming up. And then in manifestation, we are taking that observation, using the information that we took space to uncover and connect with, and then allowing us to use that to move forward to create something. Alrighty. So, like mindfulness, goes stimulus and then what? So one might be without, one might be with, for the beginning, if that helps. So let's talk. The top one has stimulus and then something coming after it. The bottom one has a space in between. All right? So which one's with mindfulness? Fantastic. So that makes the top one without. So without mindfulness, it goes stimulus and then reaction. Absolutely. And therefore, with mindfulness, stimulus, what's in that space? Beautiful. Yeah, mindfulness itself. And then what do we got? Yeah, a mindful, skillful, better interpretation or response. Awesome, awesome sauce. Okay. So, I've got a question for you. Raise your hand if you've ever said anything right away and wished you could take it back. All right, now if your hand's up, just leave it there, okay? Raise your hand if you've ever maybe yelled at someone or raised your voice out of anger or frustration and then wished you hadn't. All right, again, just keep your hand up. Raise your hand if you've ever overreacted to a situation or a person in the moment. Yeah, just leave your hand up. We are all humans, totally live. Awesome. And now raise your hand if you wished that you could have stopped an impulse and responded in a different way. All right, so if your hand's not raised, I'm sure that there's something we could get to. Let us all to get up there, but raise your hand. So what this is all showing us is that without mindfulness, we all fall prey to these tendencies. All right, so now that your hands are up, shake it out. That same hand we're going to use, all right? So I want you to put up your pointer finger, all right? We're going to label this as anger, all right? Next finger, be nice. This is your reaction. Okay? We all know this real well. So what happens is without mindfulness, your anger and that reaction, that bird, that middle finger, they're connected. All right? There's no breathing space in between them. All right? So without mindfulness, you get cut off the road, you're angry. Woo! Okay? So what are some things we do when we're angry? Yell, cuss, what else? Say things we don't mean. Okay. Act out of impulse. All right? Act immediately. So what mindfulness is going to do is it's going to come in and it's going to separate the anger and the reaction. All right? And in doing that, it's going to allow you to have some space to kind of observe what's going on. And we're going to talk about what's going on there today. And it's observance of our emotions. Really, ability to witness what we're feeling where and begin to listen to what our body's telling us. All right? Then we can make a more skillful and mindful response. So maybe we don't have to wish we hadn't said what we said. Or we don't have to go back and recreate what we messed up. But it's life. All right? And that's what mindfulness is about. It's just bringing awareness to the fact that we can choose to have this space. Alrighty. So we're going to play a little game here. In understanding kind of what emotions are. So emotions themselves are biochemicals. They're sent throughout our body as little messengers translating some information to us. All right, now often this information is, hey, you are in danger. All right, and a big one that I know for me comes up is fear. All the time. Fears come and it's like, yo, you're in danger. I'm here to protect your survival. And then we listen. We're like, shit, I'm in danger. I better do something. That's where flight or fight comes in. And we just kind of go. All right, and so what we're going to do is this little three-door experiment here, demonstrating kind of the difference in the choice that we make about our reaction and what that looks like. All right, so let's say we're all in our coworker, our workspace. All right, you're walking down the hallway, and you overhear your coworker say your name to another coworker. You don't know what they're talking about yet, but that's the premise of this. All right, and so I am the visitor, I'm fear, all right? And I'm going to come knocking on these three doors as fear, and we're going to demonstrate how each person embodying that would respond to the situation. All right, so here I go to door one. Hello, I'm fear, I'm here to protect you, you're in danger, I'm here to make sure you're going to survive. Oh no, oh my God, everybody's talking about me. Does that mean nobody likes me? What if I lose everything? Who am I? What emotion am I? Anxiety. Worry. All right, so yeah, just like, holy shit, what if? Like, it's all about to crumble down on me. All right, so worry enhances fear, and it actually increases that biochemical reaction. So the more we worry, it creates this cycle kind of perpetuating more fear itself. And I know it seems that when we worry, we're really making sure we're safe. But as our heart rate increases, as well as our blood pressure, our body is turning into that fear, that flight or fight even more. Wow, am I okay? All right, so that's door number one. Fear is like, I'm going to door number two. Let's see who's there. Hello? Hello? I don't hear anything. Hello? Are you there? This is fear. I am here to help you. No one's knocking at my door. I'm not afraid. There's nothing I'm feeling. I'm fine. Who am I? Indifference? Did I hear denial? Awesome. So completely different reaction, embodying denial, all right? Ignoring the response. And in this avoidance, when we're failing to acknowledge what's actually going on in these biochemical messages that are being sent, what keeps happening if I don't hear the door being answered? It keeps knocking. So as our emotions come up, if we deny that they're there, they're going to keep ringing our doorbell. All right, there's one more door. Let's see who's there. Hello, this is Fear. Oh, Fear, how are you? Oh, I'm well. I'm here to make sure that you're safe. I think you're in danger. Oh, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate you helping me pay attention to this. I totally feel you. Come on in. Let's figure this out. Who is that? Yeah. Awesome. Oopsies. Mindfulness. All right. And so at this point, maybe you go in, you talk out with fear, you realize, wow, I didn't really know what they were saying about me anyway. My birthday's coming up. Maybe they're even planning a surprise party. All right. And in being mindful, you kind of begin to realize that irrationality that maybe we all tend to create in our minds with that story. And in doing so, the fear can subside. You can continue about your day. And this is how we can mindfully respond rather than kind of reacting habitually. Alrighty? So I'm interested, how can this benefit you in your life? So let's take a few moments to journal. And what would a decrease in emotional reactivity look like and mean to you? Your family, your partner, your kids, your students, your coworkers. Just take a minute here to brainstorm. All right, I'd love to hear from a few of you. How could this benefit you in your life? This decrease in emotional reactivity in this space. Sure.
I didn't actually write about this, but I come from a long line of overreactors. And so, we just get it all out on the table because that feels better. But that isn't necessarily true, right? So, working with middle schoolers, I'm sure this will be really helpful. A lot of light bulbs went off for me about how I can, do this activity with kids, and they'll totally be able to relate that their life is not going to end in this moment because their friend walked by without talking to them, right?
Excellent. Beautiful. Big deal versus little deal. Can we take a space to kind of look at the bigger picture? Absolutely. Sure.
So I think for me, it would be better relationships. My partner, with my friends, with family, with neighbors, with, and the list goes on.
Absolutely. Just enhancing your relationships altogether. Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about how it's less focused on like behavior that manifests and more willingness to discuss like needs, the triggers, the feelings, to do more problem solving.
Excellent. So just ability to create a way to work together and actually solve the problems. Uh-huh.
Kind of, I think I would be able to pause and actually look for what's the source of this, what's the root of this emotion in the first place.
Excellent. Pausing to look for the root, so that doorbell doesn't keep getting knocked on or rang. Uh-huh.
I'd be setting an example for, let's say, my children, right? When they see you respond and react, that becomes what they feel is normal. So I've noticed that in my own life, like I get very expressive and imagine that, right? But they deal like I look at my children and they're starting those patterns too, and it's like, oh no, like why can't you be kind? And it's like because we're learning this from you, you know. So it's
Perfect.
yeah.
And I think that's one of the most important things we can take out of this is that as we embody this in whatever setting we're bringing it in, it does start with us. All right, that we need to set the example of how powerful this can be so that it is translatable. One more?
I feel like it gives you the space to kind of adapt your response to who you're talking about and who you know they are as well as who they are in that present moment. Because they might be able to take some harshness in that moment, and they might not be able to take some harshness. You might not be able to take some of that, etc.
And what I'm hearing I really like about that is meeting them where they're at that level today. All right? We might have an understanding and conceptualization of people we know, but we don't know what they're bringing to the table today. And it's really important that we also maybe take a step to observe what we're bringing to the table today. Because a lot of times we don't realize until it's boiling up, and if we're not mindfully feeling it, bleh, it's out, it's flipped, it's over. All right. So why does this matter? By developing this capacity to observe and allow our emotions and learn to recognize them as biochemicals with messages, we begin to create space for a better understanding of the message itself, and we give ourselves freedom. It's a freedom to choose mindfully how we're not only going to interpret what's coming up, but how we're going to respond thereafter. And we will take a moment towards the end of the session to talk a little bit more about classroom integration and whatnot about this. Do we have any questions about this at the moment? All right, beautiful. So what we're going to step into is learning how we can kind of take ourselves through a mindfulness of the emotions practice. And so what I'm going to do is I'm first just going to sit